Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over a reverse punch. Some people also like to call it the straight punch. And basically, just to demonstrate the difference between a jab and a reverse punch for those that don't know. This is a jab. Jabs are always with the lead hand and reverses are always with the rear hand. There's a reverse. So today we're going to go over how to properly throw a reverse and how to properly utilize one in a sparring session and in a fight. So today with me I got Tomlin. He's going to help demonstrate. Alright, first I'm going to go over how to properly throw the reverse punch. I throw a heavier reverse punch. You can also throw them faster if you want. All up to you. I highly recommend to look at the video on natural stance, finding your natural stance in your natural fighting form before trying to learn the reverse punch and the jab. Because if you don't have a stance down, it's kind of pointless to learn the punches because you're always going to be beat. Okay. Natural stance, form the T first. Take from the T, lead foot goes forward at a little bit of an angle, bend at your knees, kind of shoulder width, a little bit more shoulder width for me personally. This is your stance. You might have to shift it around a little bit to make sure you're keeping your balance, but this is the stance that works for me. This is one I train at. So anyway, from here, you're gonna take a guard, boxing, closer. If you're other type of martial arts like karate, anything else, more likely your lead hand's gonna be a little bit forward on this. You're gonna use the jabs to really set up the reverses, and you're gonna kind of work around your opponent to try to get that reverse off. The reverse is the most telegraphed punch, in my opinion, there is. It's the punch that has to travel the most distance than any other punch that I know of. I mean, I really, it's all the way back here, my opponent's back here, and you'll see a lot of street videos where they're rocking it back and forth, just waiting to throw it, and that's telegraphing it. I mean, it really is. And then they'll get their opponent open a little bit, they'll hesitate, they'll kind of throw it, and then they'll let it go, So see an opening, make an opening, strike. I mean, you can't think about it, and that's why you gotta do sparring, you gotta drill it in. So here we go, I'm gonna lead with the jab here. So now I came forward, you can see my stance. I came forward and it's all on the hips. And so now that I've set up my jab, now I've got an opening for this reverse. So what happens is it jumps from the ground up. I'm gonna rotate, my weight is on the front of my feet. I'm rotating my hips and my shoulder. Everything's rotating into this punch, and it's getting straight into the bag. So it looks similar to this, and your lead hand is pulled back towards your face to give you some block coverage. So it's just like this right here. So come a little bit closer. So you got the feet now, let's look at the upper part. So here, I'm jabbing, and now here comes the reverse, straight down. So here it comes in one motion. It's also that you're twisting it's a lot of rotation. You're pushing from the ground, pushing towards your opponent, rotating, and you want to imagine.
It's a pulley system.
Yeah, it's a pulley system just like the jab. And you want to imagine your fists going through the bag or through the opponent. So here we go. Jab, stepping off, and throwing the reverse. So here we go a little bit quicker. All right, come on this side. Let's get angle on this side. Here we go again, a little slow. Jab, reverse, all right?
One more.
You can kind of see that this jab, I'm kind of stepping out a little bit to really let that reverse come straight down the middle. So reverse, and it's straight. And now I've got here, and I've already set up for a hook, for an elbow, whatever else I got. And we'll learn the hooks, we'll learn the elbows. But after this, I think it's good to learn not a full roundhouse, but at least a kick. Pick up a kick or two. Learn the basic punches, pick up a kick. Then you can learn a takedown. Be well-rounded. I mean, you really need to be well-rounded. You don't know if you're going to end up on the ground in the fight or if you need to take someone down. Woo! Cardio enjoyers, absolute deniers. So the reverse is one of the most powerful punches you can throw, but it's also got the most distance to travel. So it's kind of a give and take. I mean, to get the power, it's got to travel the distance. And if you drill and drill and drill, you can line up a clean, powerful shot. And it can be fairly quick, I think. And when you lead, If that jab makes contact with your opponent, it can cause them to flinch, close their eyes, and it can leave you just enough time to get that jab in as well as that reverse. All right, step to the bag a little bit more if you can when you throw. Close that distance. There you go. Notice as his hips are rotated, he's really driving to the ground. You'll notice he's forward with it. You can see all this tension in his calf and his leg as he's getting that drive and that good punch. And you want to be sure, when I first did this, I was pushing a little bit more instead of punching. So a push is here and I'm pushing. You're not pushing, it's a hit. So usually if you hit the bag correctly, the bag won't swing. If you're pushing a lot, it'll swing way the fuck out there. If you're getting a good hit, it'll make an impact and it'll jolt. So you can kind of see the difference in it. Now this is some powerful hits. If I'm going softer, I'm trying to be quicker. You can throw a few out there and nail your opponent. I mean, you can throw while you're retreating. I mean, you really can. You don't always have to be going forward with the punch. There you go.
Big rapid action. Beat the hell out of me.
I'll move around you, you do.
So you can really set them up and you can throw them while you're retreating. Like I'm saying, you don't have to always go forward with it. And especially if your opponent's aggressing you, it's like two cars colliding. You always have a greater amount of force when the other car's going 40 miles per hour as when you're doing 40 versus a car not moving at all and you doing 40. 40-40, way bigger impact, way bigger amount of force. So if he's coming forward to you, that's momentum. You can use that against them. That's why you see some of these videos where people are aggressing somebody, they'll get knockout after knockout because they're getting rushed. So all I gotta do is retreat, and in your opponent's mind, okay, this little punk ass bitch is retreating. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him, right? So in his mind, you're prey. And then when you take that step to attack, it's like, oh shit, the prey suddenly becomes the predator and it's trying to take him out. So he's gotta immediately change gears, be like, I gotta take defensive, right? I gotta be defensive or I gotta be offensive. And it can give you that moment to make them hesitate to land that powerful shot. So if I was getting rushed, I think I'd go for a reverse more than I would a jab. I'd try to defend myself best I could, let them keep aggressing me. When the time came, I'd try to slip or wait for an opening as they're, maybe take a step too wide. I'd come straight down and just really let them have it, All right, let's do a little bit of sparring. Throw whenever you feel ready. Okay, do it again. Okay, so he came off balance right there. One thing that he's doing is he's throwing the jab and not pulling it back quick enough. That's also why he's going forward a little bit. Happens to me sometimes when I'm just trying to throw. So to fix that, all you gotta do is just go forward a little bit more. Go ahead and throw whenever you feel like it. There you go. Go ahead and take that step forward. And if you want to miss my head, that's completely fine.
Or just hit you.
Yeah. See, like right there. And because we train, I can tell when he sees an opening on me. And that's why I'm not really coming in a lot, and he don't really have a lot of opportunity to sink it in. To throw that, the reason it's a little bit risky, especially in a fight, is because going into stance to me, I have to come in. Because my fist is back here. It has to travel all the way out here. I'm fully extended, so that means I gotta make up that distance by closing it, right? And when I close it, that also means his distance is closed. So he can throw the same punch I'm throwing right back at me. So if I don't have a good opening, I can't secure that punch, you know, it's a gamble. I mean, it really is. So that's why you don't see a lot of people that can really throw a good reverse always throwing them out. Because usually when they're here, they're gonna go for an elbow and they're gonna go for a hook over the reverse. The reverse does have its place though, so go ahead. Let's swap positions real quick, give them a better visual. Swap stances. All right, go and throw a jab. So if I block, go ahead and throw a jab, leave it out. So if I block a jab, right? If I have this reverse, I can come down and kind of hook him, right? But now, go ahead and throw a jab. That's a reverse. Good jab. If I wind up blocking his jab here, he's got his reverse, I got my reverse. Now I could come in, I could go for a takedown, I go for an elbow, or go ahead and pull that jab back. As he's pulling his jab hand back, that's when I step in and I try to slip that in. Because as he's pulling it back, he's more likely going to be retreating if I'm aggressing him and he knows I'm coming in. So let's just walk around a little bit, let's do some light drill work. You know, just pull punches, whatever. See, it's always trading blows when you come to it. I mean, it's whoever can land theirs first. If I landed mine first, his is probably not gonna make contact with me because he's gonna push back. If his make contact with me first, mine's not gonna make contact with him. And if it does, it's not gonna be as powerful. Yeah. So let's go ahead and just work around just a little bit more. So right here, that's a good spot. So right here, I do see an opening. It's when his hands are kind of overlapping each other right here and kind of in the way of each other as he's circling. This is when I might step forward, block, and then go for a straight shot. Only time I'm probably gonna do it, it's really hard to get a shot straight down the middle when someone's got their guard up like this. If their guard's low, a little bit easier. Go ahead and get a stance. If someone's guard's low, especially with this straight, I've seen this too, they'll act like they're loosening up a little bit. Go ahead and keep your hands up. Okay, do you see my fist at all from where you were just looking? Not really, right?
Every once in a while when it comes above my wrist.
So it looks like, oh, I'm fucking hurt. I'm just, checking my hand out. And what this does is it keeps their eyes focused on this jab right here, right? Because this is what's in front of them. This is where they're looking. And now that I've pointed out, you know, you're looking at it, you know about it. But it's out of your sight, ain't it? So tell me when you see it, right? So go ahead and spar a little bit. So when did you see it?
Like right when it was about to hit me.
Yeah. So that's kind of called a ghost reverse. And
it's a dirty move.
It is. I mean, it's really, that's the first time I've showed you it, ain't it? Yeah. So I don't really
start using that.
I don't show it a lot because I don't really utilize it a lot in sparring. And plus, it's kind of my ace up my sleeve in a way. If someone doesn't know what I'm doing, especially my sparring partners, but
now I do.
It's a good way to keep it out of sight and out of mind for your opponent. And you could fake an injury and cause them to rush you, and then that might give it an opening to throw that reverse and land it. But anyway, guys, we really appreciate you guys coming out. We hope this tutorial video was beneficial to you. Got any questions, comments? Leave them down below. We'd love to get back with you. And we'll see you in the next one.